Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, yet again to another show of The Basement. We're here with you. My name is T, your host, Ayo, and Mike, as we continue to talk football and all matters football. Allow me to begin at a very sad and humbling position as I concede defeat.
We warned you.
Ayo's prediction was not right, but it was closest. Man U lost 1-0. He had said 2-1 or 3-1, so he was not fully correct. Mike, let me start with you. What went wrong? Or what went right for those who are Chelsea fans or Man U haters?
For Man United, they simply didn't play as well as they should have.
Okay.
They lost, the impact of Lukaku was felt.
Okay.
Rather, the loss of him for the opening 60 minutes was felt. But at the same time, I think Chelsea really played well.
Yeah.
They set up defensively.
Yeah.
It was a different formation from the one they've used the whole season, in that instead of the 3-4-3, they played 3-5-1-1. So Hazard had more space to roam.
He went crazy.
And that's why, you know, that one chance they got, that penalty, it was from that. He had more space to roam. It was difficult
In
to
fact,
mark
it almost felt like Giroud was just there to fill numbers. He barely played. And felt like he was just there to move defenders away for Hazard to do his thing.
I think that was a plan from Conte.
Yeah.
And so far, because
it
they got
worked.
to the 1-0, it worked.
What went right? I'm sure for you, you're celebrating, so what went right?
Yes, first of all, I got my prediction right in the sense that Chelsea won the game.
Okay.
And both Mike and I were saying that the game would be tight. So obviously it was a tight game, but one thing I didn't expect, it was a more entertaining game that
You two had said it would be boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I think also Chelsea was lucky enough to get an early penalty.
Okay.
Because then now Conte was able now to
Focus on defense.
and set up his team to foil Man United's play. So, I mean, it was good that Chelsea won. At least I'm happy Conte left with something.
If he is leaving.
If he's leaving, And at least...
the game sort of felt like, you know, Man U had a lot of the ball, had a lot of the pressure, but Chelsea seems to be okay with that. It's like they had set themselves up to just allow them to play around the box, and they could do that all day, but it's nothing dangerous.
Yes. And actually, the game would have changed in the second half if Chelsea didn't have the goal.
Because they'd have been forced to move up a bit.
Yes, either that or both teams would be forced to be more careful.
Yeah.
So as to get the game to be cautious in defense.
At a point, Mourinho even removed defense and had put in Mata for Phil Jones.
Yeah, but there are people who are coming in like Lukaku and Mata. I wish...
And Martial tried.
Yeah, I wish Mata started that game.
Yeah.
Because he's more mobile.
He's able to get into spaces and...
Yes, he's able to he's a good ball manager.
Yeah.
So I think Mourinho should have started with Mata. I'm not sure about Martial, but at least Mata would have done something in the match.
But to me as well, what also played to Chelsea's hands was that United lacked the sharpness coming into the game.
Yeah.
So their last few Premier League games were not the most entertaining.
Their midfield control things, but at the front, they don't have a crisp sharpness.
And they're not used to that the last 4 games of the season. So I think now that also played now into Chelsea's hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we must be able to commend Chelsea.
But the better team won. Let's just leave it at that.
The stats, other than the goal statistics, everything else begs to differ. But coming from a team that prides itself in saying you don't have to play good football to win, I must admit, the team won. Let's not say that it was better or worse, but Chelsea won. Yeah. And you know, it's rather interesting because everyone analyzing this from the get-go would have said Conte is the underdog. Conte and Chelsea were being built up as the underdogs. And it seems as though the usual script of underdogs sometimes coming up and shining took the word of the day. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, I think, like you say, everyone thought that Manu would carry the day.
Yeah.
But something in me made me feel like Conte would be able to set up his team well enough to counter what Manu would bring to the field. And at the end of the day, you can see that Conte came out of the game as the successful
But it's
man.
good he didn't look down on himself, because often, you know, when you're pinned as the weaker one, you often can think less of yourself or look down on yourself. And I mean, we see it even in scripture, that people who sometimes are the underdogs, David versus his amazing elder brothers, and he's selected. It's not always the qualified ones who are selected. If it's about qualifications, then Mourinho would have won, but this time the less one took the day. I think Mike was mentioning earlier, it's the first cup that Conte has won in England.
It's the first cup he's won as a manager.
As a manager in England?
Yes, he's never,
or in
as
his
a
whole
manager,
career?
In his whole career. He's only
Wow.
won league titles, never won a cup competition.
And Mourinho?
And Mourinho, this is the first domestic English cup that he has lost.
It's not always the qualified who get chosen.
Yeah,
And
I think to some extent God qualifies the chosen.
Yeah.
I think the lesson you can build from that is that as long as you have that fighting chance, you know, just keep on. God will come through for you.
Okay.